Here we go. Solving other linear inequalities. We did skip the getting started 3.1, 3.2, 3.3 because we want to save time. And of course, we want to get you ready for the final exam, the next test. We don't want you unprepared. Reading the statement, the inequalities that you have solved in this lesson so far have been in 2 steps. Let's consider this equation. Now, before we even get started, I do want us to be able to recognize that both Allison and John are correct, which is why they have a thumbs up. But as we can see down here in the answers, x is greater than or equal to -6 and 6 is less than or equal to 6. These are both the same thing, but we don't want to do John's way. While a bunch of us all-stars will understand John's way, we want to focus on Allison just to make sure we kind of have an orderly fashion just for this year. Okay. Next year, my 8th graders, when you jump into geometry, you will have a terrific teacher that will make sure you can work both ways. Okay. All my 9th graders that jump into geometry, you will have the same thing where we can have a geometry teacher that shows you the same exact thing. They're worked out the exact same way, so there is really no difference. Okay. But let's focus on Allison. Let's analyze what she did. For starters, she did subtract 3 from the right side to do it to the other side. Looks a little funky, but if I want to do it anyways, I'll just mark this off so you guys can see it a little bit better. All she did was do her border, of course, right? All the way down, left and right side, of course. She subtracted 3 right here. She subtracted 3 from the x because they're both x's. 3 minus 3 is 0, which is why you see all of it disappear and it's just -10 at the end. Draw a little arrow to make sure you can see where it went. After that, 5 minus 3 gives me this 2. So I'll draw an arrow around this 5 so we can see where it went. After this, we're stuck in this part now. Gotta move this 2 over here. I gotta subtract 2, which is where you can see right here. I'll scratch this off so we don't get confused. Minus 2 on both sides. 2 minus 2 is 0, which is why this just comes down here. We got 2x. -10 minus 2, calculator, gives me -12. We can show you real quick on the calculator. I don't mind it at all. -10 minus 2. Completely different signs, negative sign, minus sign. We get -12, looks good. And our last step, these two are multiplying, draw a little multiplication thing. Right there, all we gotta do is divide by 2 because we wanna get rid of the 2. Gotta do it to both sides. These 2's disappear, which gives me that x. -12 divided by 2 is 6. And lucky enough, we kept the same sign because the x was positive. X is positive. Positive numbers look good to me. Okay? Now, we will talk more about these symbols in the next video, but for sure, make sure you can recognize how to solve this. There will also be an additional video just to make sure you can do this whole problem on your own. Sorry, I'm going super fast. Pause if you need to. Give you 2 seconds. 1, 2. Next problem. We do have, I'm pretty sure it's Karan and Ajani. Karan and Ajani both working on the same type of problem, but with different methods. Put a star next to this because it's on your test. Karan is doing the distributive property. Distribution. Ajani is doing the division property. Both on your test. Definitely make sure you know, hey, when I see parentheses, I can draw some arrows. Boom, boom. Over here, Johnny saw -4 and decided to do -4. Of course, I'm not going to scratch out the whole thing, but we don't like doing it Johnny's way, okay? We prefer this way only because doing this process looks pretty nice, but then we get an ugly fraction right here, which we want to avoid. So we just prefer us going the old-fashioned way, okay? Well, sorry, I did a little smudge right there. Anyways, let's talk about it real quick. So -4 times x gives me -4, I agree. -4 times -6 gives me a positive 24. Looks good. After that, we got to move this 24, which is where you see the subtraction happening right here. Let me write it my way just to make sure we can see it. Minus 24. Sorry. Minus 24. 24 minus 24 is 0. Y it cancels out, goes right here, comes right there. 22 minus 24, if you subtract it correctly, gives you -2. -4 is married to x. Got to divide it. But let's make a little note right here. What do we see right here? Negative number, flip symbol. Negative number tells me to go from here to here. Looks good. Changing from less than to greater than. We divide. Those cancel. X is right there. -2 over -4. If you're not sure, let's double check. Don't forget alpha y equals enter. -2 over, -2 over -4. 1 over 2 looks nice. That's where it is. Again, we'll talk more about this symbol in the next video. All right. Very cool. We're making progress. Pause it if you need to. Definitely we'll go over another page of solving, so don't worry if you're still getting a little stuck. See you in the next video.